YT, I am coming back with a follow-up, and like I said, with these stories, it's kind of hard because people call me, to ask me for my advice, and I'm learning as I go as well too. But some of the stuff is common sense, and some people don't have common sense, and people make mistakes, and none of us is perfect. So I don't want to judge anybody, but if they don't contact me back to let me know how their outcome is, I just have to just leave the story at this is real talk, so I don't like to call it a story. But anyway, what was going on with the young lady is she was going through a situation at home where she was being abused. There was the mother and her boyfriend. There was a lot of domestic violence in the house, period, on the kids and everything. So the girl ran away, and she had been missing from home for like 2 months, and her mother didn't put out no kind of report or anything indicating that she was missing. So that's why she was being quiet about everything that was going on. But the original story where the boy, when she found the girl in her house, all of that was true. But what she did was, the girl had been staying there for 2 weeks. But after she realized the girl was staying there, she decided to let the girl go on and stay another 2 weeks, laying up in the room with the boy and all that. So that's where she went totally wrong at. So the girl was there, and the reason why she was able to be there for 2 weeks is because she wasn't the type of parent, and I'm not judging her, I'm just saying, she didn't check the rooms to see what was going on. How her kids were, what they were doing, what's going on, any drugs, anything in the house, anything. And you can have a grown child living in your house, and sometimes they break the rules when you're not home and sneak around and do stuff. And no matter how old your kids get, if it's your house, it's your house. And if folks don't want to go by the rules, they got to go. Even some parents I know that got grown kids that's in their late 20s, and if they say you can't have no girls spending the night and you got to pay rent, you have to do what they say because that's their house. I mean, I'm not telling people what to do. I'm just saying in general, that's how a lot of families do it. So with that being said, this woman went totally wrong because what she did was she realized that that girl was staying there, and the girl basically was allowed to continue to stay and sleep in the room with the boy. And the thing that's so messed up about that too is that he has a younger brother that was in there as well in the room while they were having relations in there and everything. And they were diagnosed with the venereal disease as well, as I said. And she basically let the girl stay there, and the girl's whole situation is she's being abused at home. So this wasn't a girl that was being fresh and grown and running out in the streets and not listening to her parents and none of that type of thing. And this is so sad because the girl, had just been staying anywhere she can just to have somewhere to stay at night. And she ran across this boy here, and he let her come and, had her in his room hidden. And obviously he didn't have to do too much hiding because his mother wasn't checking none of that, no way. So that right there is a very, very, very sad, messed up situation. But the outcome of this is that when they sat down and they started questioning the girl, all of the stuff basically came out. I'm going to go around that way. All of the stuff came out where she told them that she was being abused. And see, this is the thing. The woman called me after she knew the girl was living there and let the girl stay another 2 weeks. I was the one that told her what she doing is wrong. And if you let that boy, that they was having sex and you let them continue on, you need to bring them both because that girl could be pregnant. It could be anything. And she did end up having the venereal disease. So with that being said, it turned out, go ahead, dear. So it turned out to where, they had something going there. I want to look in there. They had something going. Got to wait till he moved that carriage out the way because I want to get something out of that thing there. So it turned out that they did end up having, a venereal disease. They talked to the girl, and she said that the lady did let her stay in the house, and the lady does have a boyfriend and other kids in the house, but nobody knew about it other than the brother that was younger than him that shared the room with him. So they ended up, she let the girl stay, and I told her, no, that was wrong. You shouldn't have did that. As soon as you found out that girl was in your house, how you let her stay another 2 weeks? You can't. That's all messed up. You just can't do that. So what happened when the girl finally told the police officers and everybody what was going on? They contacted her mother. Her mother got in trouble for not even, putting a report out for your young daughter, 13, 14, been missing for 2 months. Her family's under investigation. And then the lady that allowed her to stay there with her son, knowing she was harboring a minor, she's brought up on charges. And they also are going through her house as well to see what's been going on in her house with her kids too, because it's obviously that she, is allowing anything to happen in her house. So that's pretty much of how all of that that whole case went down. Everybody got in trouble. The parent of the girl, and also the boy's mother got in trouble because the girl, she broke down and told the truth. She said the lady let her continue to stay there. You can't have somebody else's child staying in your house like that without their permission. And that's basically what she allowed to happen. And when she did that, she broke the law right there. So now they're sending somebody to her house, the girl's house, investigating everything up in there, the abuse and everything. And the man is being brought up on charges, and the girl's mother for allowing this man to abuse her kids like that, because he's not her, the kid's biological father, and the lady that let them stay in the house like that. She is getting in trouble for allowing somebody else's child to stay in the house. So this was so sad. This was so sad because of the fact that this girl didn't have a shot nowhere around because nobody was guiding her. So with that being said, this poor girl was running from abuse, and she ended up landing in somebody's house that they weren't abusing her physically or verbally like, what was going on at her own house. But it, to me, is a form of abuse. If a grown woman lets a child stay in their house and have sex with their son, all of that is wrong, period. So they all got a lot of, how much were those? Did you know? Excuse me, y'all.
67.
Okay. They usually go lower than that. You know what I mean? But that's, what I'm saying. Especially for holiday markdown. And that was for Halloween cookies. And those cookies are already, it's expired basically because they were for Halloween. So you guys, excuse me for cutting in. I'm with a family member. I'm in the grocery store right now. But the point that I'm trying to make is the girl didn't have a chance, because once that lady found her in her house, she should immediately got that girl some help instead of letting that girl lay up in there like that. So that's another form of abuse, when a person is not cared for correctly or properly. That's another whole story right there. So with that being said, she, now she's in the proper care, and they have removed, her other siblings from her house, the girls from her actual biological mother's house. And this lady is under investigation for having this young girl. So everybody is being brought up on something because they all did wrong. This is, I don't get half of this stuff right here with folks when they do stuff like that, because you know better. And I guess maybe this woman in particular didn't know better, because she let the thing go on. She allowed the girl to stay there and be there. And when she first contacted me, she basically was trying to, sugarcoat what she was telling me. And I told her, I can't really help you if you ain't gonna keep it real with me. And you got to get this right. If not, it's a wrap. Period. There's not a whole lot of ands, if, buts, or maybes about it. It's a wrap. And you got to really, you're almost all up on this, brother. Excuse me. Somebody here bugging out. But yeah. So I just look at it like, it's very sad and unfortunate. But the girl is, I'm looking for those, what is it? Rice steamer. You can stream, not rice steamer, vegetable steamer. I'm looking for those Italian ices. Did you see them anywhere there? So I'm at the point where what I'm seeing now is that it's just totally cold-hearted for that girl to be in a bad position like that, and for her to be staying at another adult's house after she's running from her own house. Even though she wasn't being hurt, she basically is still in a bad predicament because of the fact that nobody was caring for her. So now everything's unfolding. This lady here, they're going into all of her personal business about how she's doing what she's doing with her kids in the house and allowing somebody else's child to stay there. So all the cards is out on the table now. So now it's about to unfold. Now it's about everything to hit the ground. Because all the games that she's been trying to play, her gig is up. And they coming for her, what type of parent that she is. not to, be having somebody else's child in the house. It's all a mess, y'all. And I don't mean to seem like I'm all over the place, but I'm with family members and they keep talking and saying stuff, and I don't want to mess this up in the recording, so it don't seem like I'm taking this situation serious, because I am, and it's a pretty bad thing here. But I just wanted to come back and let y'all know that, far as the information that I got, the girl is getting the right kind of help that she needs. She's, they also, like I said, she wasn't pregnant or anything like that, but they do have a venereal disease that both of them are on medication for. And the grown folks that's doing wrong are being made to pay for their wrongdoing. So that's kudos right there. And hopefully this thing will work out. But I got a feeling that, that mother was kind of sketchy, and kind of, just letting her kids basically do what they want in the house and not keeping an eye on them or raising them, and they just were doing what they want to do, because from the investigation, the way all of her kids was talking, Mom, let us do this, Mom, let us do that. So that was going on. Whenever she is home, she's in the room with her boyfriend, and we just, we take care of ourselves. So that's pretty much what's happening with that. That's how that went down. So now, the girl's getting what she needs, and everything is going on the way it's supposed to be, as far as her getting the right help. And that's pretty much the end of that, because a lot of people be thinking, well, how is she staying in the house without people, other people knowing? I'm telling you, when you're not in contact with your kids right and paying attention to your house, anything could happen. And sometimes you can have some sneaky kids too. So it can go both ways, because, honey, y'all, I can tell you some stories. I know some stuff that, we got away with as kids, and, so on and so forth. But anyway, y'all, I'm going to end it like that. And like I said, I don't know if there's going to be a follow-up, if that girl's going to go back home, because, see, it's up to them if they want to call me and let me know how they made out. Sometimes people call me and I never hear from them again. But I would like to know that this girl, they can call me and say that she's made progress, she's doing good, we had to put her in the foster care, or we had to do something to make her, her life okay. So I hope somebody, pretty much let me know something, because I would like to know further than what I just obtained, the information I just obtained. I'd like to know how her overall status is. And as far as that lady's concerned, they're going to have somebody on her case about how she's raising her kids in the house too, because of the fact that she had somebody else's child, and they all got to go to court for all this. So I thank you guys for your time. But remember, how we all quick to judgment. If we're lucky that, that didn't happen in our life and our family. Some people are different, and some people make mistakes, but I'm telling you, kids can be very, very sneaky. And like I said before, we have a pastor, and I'm not going to say his name, but he had a daughter that had a child out of wedlock. And also, he has some problems with his grown son that is out here in the streets and, drinking and getting high. And he was in the park one day getting high, and the cops, went over and, asked him what he was doing. And he turned around and exposed himself to the cop deliberately and pleasured himself in front of the police officer. And this is one of our big pastors that's running a big congregation. He also got books out here. And, he's got different type of, houses and different programs that he had for people. And his son, him and his wife are really dedicated Christians. And their son and daughter made those big mistakes like that right up under their nose. And they from the old school, when he'd be telling this story, he said, I remember I used to have to bring, lunch to school in a brown paper bag. And, he done wrote books and everything. So y'all feel me where I'm coming from. Y'all look at these turkey thighs here. That's not bad at all. So I'm going to leave it like that, y'all. And I'm sorry that I'm all over the place. And let's just all remember to cast our care and try not to pass judgment, because I could see a lot of things that even when I was a child that sometimes that, parents don't pay attention to certain things. And some people, family is stricter, or they got better training, so they raise their kids differently. But thank you so much for your time, and everybody take it easy. All right, I'm out. Bye-bye.